Welcome to my tutorial. What we're going to do today is I'm going to show you a unique way to make an interesting background, very versatile. You can use it for a lot of different things. I'm kind of going to make an iTunes kind of image with it, so I'm just going to open a new document. I've set my settings to 15 by 7. It gives it kind of a longer look, better for working with. So I'm going to just go down here and make this a workable layer just by double clicking it and hit OK. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it. So I'm going to go to Edit, Fill. And when you pull up this menu, you can change whatever. We're going to use 50% gray. Everything else looks good. Hit OK and apply that. Now what we're going to do is just duplicate this layer a couple times.
To protect against dental problems, my dentist said use ACT.
And then duplicate it one more time. Alright, now these two layers right here, we're going to want to change the layer settings to overlay.
Hey, look, shove her nose down.
Yeah, I know. She said it was for medical reasons. Medical reasons? What a girl.
So when you got that done, what we're going to do now is we're going to create like a custom kind of vignette using our burn and dodge tool. So we're going to grab our dodge tool and just kind of lighten up this like a middle area.
Not just water anymore, right? That's actually really good.
Ooh, 12 o'clock.
Think those are real?
Those do not exist in nature. In nature, I've been in.
Mia, shake things up.
Alright, so now we're going to grab our burn tool and darken the edges. This takes a while on my computer for some reason, so bear with me as I get this done.
This is a team of Buffalo. No one was worse than pressuring the quarterback, no matter how many rushers they sent. Even when they
I don't know why this takes so long.
So Williams certainly fills a need. Live news conference coming up at 1:45 from Buffalo. Teammate Steve Johnson.
What we're going to want to do after this is add some texture. So what I went ahead and done is I pre-selected a concrete kind of texture off the internet. I found works the best.
Well, from your fan base, I'm sure that they're excited, and the perception of players also across the league if you're a future free agent. Now it opens your eyes to the possibility of visiting the Buffalo Bills, and then there's a trickle down effect.
I really want to darken these corners to give it kind of a blended look towards the middle. Alright, so that looks alright. I'm almost ready to run with that. Like I said, I pre-selected some images, so I'm going to import my image. I'm going to just make it match the canvas that I'm working on. I'll apply that. Now what we're going to want to do is bring down the saturation. Oops. So we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation. Oh, let me rasterize my layer first so I can work with it. Okay, so Image, Adjustments, and Hue and Saturation. Now this saturation bar, we're just going to bring it all the way down because we don't want it to affect the color that we're going to apply later. And now we're going to set this layer to overlay. When we're trying to build depth of a background, overlay is a really good way to go. And you get that kind of look right there. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to kind of add some more texture or grungy kind of look. So we're going to start a new layer. So we're going to go up here to Layer, New, and Layer. Now you're going to grab your paintbrush tool. And at this point you can pretty much do whatever you want. Play around with some brushes. I like to use some of these brushes right here in the 30s or in the 20s and 30s. So we're going to make it kind of big. Set mine. It's set to about 1400, and make sure you have your color selected as black. We're just going to go through and we're just going to add some texture to it. I also like to keep the settings open so that I can rotate this brush and give it different looks on different places. So as I do this, like I said, this is kind of open to whatever you want to do. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just mix it up with the kind of brushes that you're using. So I'm going to grab like a really grainy kind of brush. Let me see how this one looks. That looks pretty good. So we're just going to go through and add some more kind of speckles, kind of looking set, and this one I got set to about 1400. So, you know, it just depends on what brush you're using to what size you want to set. And that looks pretty good. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to this little button. It's going to create a mask on the layer. So as you can see, there's a mask, and over here our color is still selected as black. So what we're going to do is want to go to our brushes and find us like a soft edge brush like this one right here. Bring it up quite a bit. I got it at about 500 right now. You're just going to want to go through and kind of clean up these edges so that we can save that bright spot for our content that we're going to use in our background. That looks pretty good. Then the next step we're going to do is just to even depth this even further is we're going to go to layer and new layer. And then once we got this layer down over here, we're going to fill it with the same 50% gray. So we're going to go to fill 50% gray. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to image, or no, we're going to go to filter. And we're going to add a filter to this, a noise filter. We're going to add some noise. You're going to go to noise, add noise. And I have mine preset, but you're going to want to do about 50%. Make sure the Gaussian and monochromatic are selected. And hit OK. And go down here to layers, and you're going to overlay this one as well. See a pattern start to develop. That's going to give you that kind of look. And what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate this layer real quick. So we're going to go to our layer and duplicate it. Hit OK. And we're going to want to transform this layer. So you're going to Control T to transform it. And up here you got these cool little things that show your height and width percentage. So I'm going to change these to about 250. What that's going to do is that's going to make the speckles a lot bigger on the layer that I just changed. And so we're going to go down here, and on the layer that's the big speckles, we're going to change the opacity to about 45. So now once you got that done, our next step is we're going to add some color. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to layer.
Perhaps it'll change. This is much more on the Mario Williams signing as we continue on SportsCenter.
We're still waiting for him, guys, to get to the podium, and when he does, we'll be there.
So we're going to go to layer, new adjustment layer, and we're going to go to hue and saturation. So you're going to hit OK. And then it's going to bring this menu up right here. And we're going to want to saturate this quite a bit. So I'm going to bring it up to about 80%. And hit colorize. And so now I got to move this back up to about 80%. And right here you can do whatever color you want. I'm going to do kind of a cool kind of blue color. So just like that. And then you can go ahead and close that, and it's going to give you this kind of looking layer right here, so that's what you want. So there's that, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my foreground image, which I previously stated is kind of an iTunes kind of theme. So I previously selected an iTunes kind of image, and I'm just going to cut this out real quick with this magic wand tool. So give me just a sec. I should have already done this, but I didn't, so bear with me. Now also you can, if you wanted to use like an image of you or a certain like male or female kind of silhouette, you can go through with the pen tool and just make earphones and a kind of MP3 kind of player or whatever. So now that I got that all done, what I'm going to do is we're going to finish this background that's behind this guy. So I've also pre-selected an image. I'm using a UFO, so I'm going to bring that in and kind of size it kind of big, and I'm going to change the saturation on it. So we're going to go to image, adjustments. I got to rasterize it first. So image, adjustments, and we're going to go to hue and saturation, and again just bring the saturation all the way down and hit OK, and it changes to black and white. And then what we're going to go do is we're going to go to image, or no, where is this at?
Are you crazy? The T-stand rays are still available.
Alright, yeah, we're going to go to image and adjustments. Sorry, I lost that for a second. And we're going to go to posterize, and when it brings up this menu right here, I'm just going to bring the levels down to 3. What that's going to do is just create like 3 different kinds of grays or blacks that it's going to use. So once we have that, we're going to go down here and we're going to duplicate this layer. So we're going to right click it and duplicate the layer, and we're going to set these layers to multiply.
What does 50 megs mean to you? It means internet speed so extreme your whole
So as you can see, when you multiply them, you get something like that. So on this bottom layer, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transform it and kind of mess with it a little bit. I'm going to tilt it slightly, and I'm going to make it much, much larger. So I got something that looks like that. Here, I'll turn that off so you can turn this other one off so you can kind of see what I got. So as you can kind of see, that's what I've got. Now we're going to take this other one and we're going to transform it as well and bring it down more in the foreground. And I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so that we can kind of see more of what we're working with. Alright, so now that we have that, what we're going to want to do is take some of our color. So let me set this camera down for just a second so I can, or no, I won't even have to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select my eyedropper, and I'm going to find a color that I want to work with. Kind of a darker color, like a darker kind of cool blue. So let me see if I can get one. That looks good right there. And so we're going to create a new layer, layer new, and hit OK. And we're just going to fill this layer. So grab your bucket tool and fill it. And when you go over here, if you hit Alt, when you go over that, you'll get this little clip deal. And so click that, and it'll clip it to the UFO that I just had there. Now, as you can see, that's a pretty cool color, and it's completely square. So we're going to go over here to the layer blending mode, and we're going to hit Screen. Bam, there you go. And there is the image. Thanks for watching.